you don't understand white supremacy, what it is and how it works, everything else that you understand will confuse you. That's a guarantee. That's not optional.
All right. Welcome back. Hello, world, and welcome back to another episode of Politics, Economics, the Struggle to Survive in America. I'm your host. My name is Jerrald President. And today what I'm going to be talking about was another situation where a black person, once again, is murdered by Officer Friendly. Now, I'm being sarcastic when I say that. But this young lady is in the home. Next door neighbor notices that the door is open. Lights are on, but the door is open. And he thinks it's sort of strange. He doesn't think there's a crime happening, anything like that. And he makes a nice gesture to not 911, but non-emergency. Just to come do a welfare check because he knows there's an elderly lady that lives in his home. And the door is open and he just thought something was strange. But he didn't think somebody was breaking into place. So he makes a nice courtesy call. And Officer Friendlies show up. And what happens there is extremely, very common when it comes to descendants of slaves in America. Black men and black women. Law enforcement comes around, Officer Friendlies, the slave patrols, and for some strange reason, we always end up murdered or arrested or treated in a subhuman way. And if you understand, always remember this. In the United States, we was never considered a person or a human being. We've always been considered property. And when you understand what the police officers and the police departments have been, give me 1 second. I'm going to pull up something for you. And I think you're going to find this extremely interesting. What I'm going to give you is what is a brief history of slavery and the origins of American policing. Now, law enforcement agencies, they have to do a lot of training. And the American people really don't understand where policing comes from. They know it has something to do with Europeans and the British and the Dutch and all these individuals, but they don't understand what its sole purpose was in the United States of America. So I'm going to give you some game real quick. I want you to listen. Policing was not the only social institution enmeshed in slavery. Slavery was fully institutionalized in American economic and legal order, with laws being enacted at both the state and national divisions of government. Virginia, for example, enacted more than 130 slave statutes between 1689 and 1865. Slavery and the abuse of people of color. Nah, they got that fancy word because when the fucking thing called people of color back then, we was called niggers. That's what we were called. We weren't even called human beings. However, was not merely a Southern affair as many have been taught to believe. Connecticut, New York, and other colonies enacted laws to criminalize and control slaves. Congress also passed fugitive slave laws, allowing the detention and return of escaped slaves. In 1793 and 1850, as Turner Giapasi and Vandiver remarked, the literature clearly establishes that a legally sanctioned law enforcement system existed in America before the Civil War for the express purpose of controlling the slave population. I'm going to say it again. The literature clearly establishes that a legally sanctioned law enforcement system existed in America before the Civil War for the express purpose of controlling the slave population and protecting the interests of slave owners. The similarities between slave patrols and modern American policing are too salient to dismiss or ignore. Hence, the slave patrol should be considered the forerunner of modern American law enforcement. I'm going to read that one more time. The slave patrol should be considered a forerunner of modern American law enforcement. Do you understand that? So this is to give you the gist of why when they interact with us, it always is in a negative fashion for us. Whether these individuals were born back then or they exist today, the institution was designed for one explicit purpose: to maintain control of its slaves. We are the only group of people that they have to pass laws to stop this system from harming us. Now, even here in the 21st century, we are still dealing with it, which is why when you watch this video, you'll understand why within 3 seconds, this individual, officer friendly, exterminated this young woman. So now what I want you to do, pay close attention to the video, okay? Now it says, the advanced front doors to add is open. Both the neighbors' vehicles are on driveway. Now, as you can see, the lights are on. The lights are on. There's no one, they're not making any noise. They're not saying, ma'am, law enforcement, but police officers. You don't hear none of that. They walking on the side again. As you can see, it's open. The screen door is closed, so they can't walk in because it's not open. The main door might be open. Now, they're walking around the house. Do you hear them saying? Now, again, body camera says it all. You don't hear anything. You don't hear anything. Why are they walking around on the side of the house? You hear them knock on the door, say, hello, ma'am, is anyone in here? You don't hear anything. Now, they'll get on the side. They're using the flashlights. But as you can see, the front door, the light is on. What do you think they're looking for? Oh, but it's a black neighborhood. It's so fascinating. Why aren't they talking? Why did they just knock on the door? Is anyone home? That wasn't said, the guy didn't say that the call wasn't for that. The call was for there's something wrong.
Put your hands up, show me your hands up.
Just that quick. Just that quick. And then as you can see, look, why are they showing you this gun? Why are they showing you that gun? Do you see a body? There was no body there. There we go again. Look. Look closely. Why are you showing me this gun? Where's the body? Where's the body? That's America for you. So the state of Texas is open carry. Open carry state. People walk around in Texas with their guns out. Why are you showing me this gun? You walked up on the scene, and once again, the front door is wide open. The front door is wide open. That's why I'm going to replay this again for you, because you need to understand. And it tells you what the call details were. It tells you how many the units that was dispatched. Neighbors are usually home, but never has the door been open. And there you go again. See, the door is open. There are lights on. There's lights on. This is what's so fascinating about living in America. They want you not to believe what your eyes are seeing. And the officer had the audacity to say he feared for his life. There was a threat. Yeah, there was a threat, all right. You was the threat. He was the threat. This lady had no chance. And if I remember, in the Amber Geiger situation, they was allowing her to use the castle doctrine, which said that you have a right to defend your home. But as you can see in the video, they're showing you the gun. So wait a minute, how see, this is the thing. We're not allowed to use it, stand your ground, Trayvon Martin. Even though I might have a concealed weapons permit for Lando Castile, I still end up dead. These laws that you enact are not meant for me. But as you can see, here we go again. This is why I'm playing this video once again, because you need to pay close attention to it. Look, it's irrelevant.
Put your hands up, show me your hands up.
She probably was so startled because she had no idea. She probably like, wait a minute, who the fuck is outside my house? There go that gun again. Who the fuck is outside my house with this flashlight? Next thing I know, I'm dead. Then they show you again, you are trying to tarnish and destroy my character. And I'm dead. So I can't defend myself. So you're going to say you fell for your life and your safety. But yeah, I'm the one that's dead in a state that I can legally have a weapon. But you always got to remember, in the United States of America, we were never allowed. You got to remember, the Second Amendment was written for the slave patrols. The Second Amendment was written for the slave patrols. That's who it was written for. It wasn't written for us. I'm going to read this last one, okay? Because I want you to understand, I'm not laughing at what happened. I'm dead serious about that. No, I'm not laughing about that. I'm laughing about how they think we're stupid. It's no different than Officer Friendly in my previous episode giving you this fantastical narrative about what happened with Joshua Brown. Now I want you to listen to this. The birth and development of the American police can be traced to a multitude of historical, legal, and political economic conditions. The institution of slavery and the control of minorities, however, were two of the more formidable historic features of American society shaping early policing. Now, I love how they keep throwing this word minorities. In America, there weren't no minorities during this time. There was the Native Americans, what they call the 5 civilized tribes, that sat down and made deals with the colonies. And then there were slaves, my ancestors who was brought over here to work for free. So when they play with this word, you're trying to minimize what we were doing here. We weren't minorities, and we were never people of color. We was either property or niggas. No in between. With no minorities. Because most states, most plantations, we were the majority. Slave patrols and night watches, which later became modern police departments. I'm going to say that again. Slave patrols and night watches, which later became modern police departments, were both designed to control the behaviors of minorities. There go that word again, minorities. For example, New England settlers appointed Indian constables to police Native Americans. The St. Louis police were founded to protect residents from Native Americans in the frontier city. And many southern police departments began as slave patrols. I'm going to say that again. Many southern police departments began as slave patrols. In 1704, the colony of Carolina developed the nation's first slave patrol. Slave patrols helped to maintain the economic order and to assist the wealthy landowners in recovering and punishing slaves who essentially were considered property. I'm going to say this again because I want this to sink into your head. Slave patrols helped to maintain the economic order and to assist wealthy landowners in recovering and punishing slaves who essentially were considered property. This is why we're treated this way in America. You have to understand this institution was designed to do exactly what it's doing, which is why I always say when I start off every show with Mr. Neely Fuller Jr., if you don't understand white supremacy, what it is and how it works, everything else will only confuse you. But this is explicit. I'm going to say it again. Slave patrols help to maintain the economic order and to assist the wealthy landowners in recovering and punishing slaves who essentially were considered property. That's self-explanatory. Self-explanatory. Which is why she was shot the way she was shot. Which is why Joshua Brown was treated the way he was treated. Do you understand? This is not an accident. It is embedded in the fabric of this nation. We are confused because we don't understand the fabric, the tapestry, the ingredients that created this system. In my show, Politics and Economics, and the Struggle to Survive in America, is to make you understand everything in this nation was built on the politics and the economics of slavery. not a coincidence that we struggle. It's not a coincidence that we have a hard time when we try to go through the injustice system, the legal system. This is why we always are running up against that wall, because we are constantly confused and thinking that these laws apply to us. Now, this is going to be interesting to see if there's an indictment to come down. This individual was only on the law for, or was hired in April of 2018. But it's irrelevant. The reason why this is irrelevant, because this is standard operating procedure in America. And what people would say is, well, it's not all police officers. But I'm going to say this. They always say the apple, there's always a rotten apple. You know, you don't get upset because there was every place you go, there's one rotten apple. But I'm going to leave you with this. If there's a rotten apple in the batch, what eventually happens to that batch of apples? They all become rotten. So use this analogy. If the system was built off of a rotten apple, what makes you think the entire system right now is not rotten? Once again, this is Politics, Economics, the Struggle to Survive in America. Peace.
The dark brown shades of my skin only add color to my tears. Oh, that splash against my hollow bones that rocks my soul. Looking back over my false dreams that I once knew, wondering why my dreams never came true. Is it because I'm black? Somebody tell me, what can I do? Oh Lord, oh, something is holding me back. Is it because I'm black? Yeah. In this world of no pity, I was raised in the ghettos of the city. Yeah. Oh Lord. Mama, she worked so hard to earn every penny. Yeah. Oh Lord. Something is holding me back. Is it because I'm black? Like a child stealing his first piece of candy and got caught peeping around life's corner somewhere. I got lost. Oh, something is holding me back. I wonder, is it because I'm black? Oh, somebody tell me, what can I do? Will I survive or will I die? Oh, keep on holding me back. Keep on holding on. Keep on picking on me. Oh, keep on holding me back. Keep on holding on. somebody. I want to be somebody so bad. You see, I want diamond rings and things like you do. And I want to drive Cadillac cars. Oh, I want to be somebody so bad. But you keep on putting your foot on me. And I believe I can break away and be somebody somehow, in some way. You see, I heard somebody say one time, you can make it if you try. Oh, and some of us, we're trying so hard. We're trying so hard. I want you to know that I don't speak for myself, but I speak for y'all too right now. You see, if you're half white, light brown skinned, or high yellow, you're still black. So we all got to stick together right now. This I want to say to you, my sisters and my brothers. Right on, sister. Right on, brother. Dig this. If we keep on pushing, y'all, oh, we got to make it a little bit further. We got to make it a little further. All we got to do is try. And some of us, we're trying so hard. We're trying so hard. We're trying so hard. We're trying so hard to be somebody. We're trying so hard, although they're holding us back. And that's the reason that they're doing us like that. You know what? It is. I believe it's because we're black. But hey, we can't stop now. We can't stop now. We got to keep on keeping on. We got to keep on keeping on. I know that you know that I know it ain't right. Oh, it ain't right. It ain't right that they hold